Good morning, it's Wendy. I'm just giving you a quick update. Hopefully you're all well. I'm putting together this little video for you. I've had a few people asking about balance, and there were some people that wanted to know if there was something they could do to improve that. There is always something that we can do to improve our mobility or our strength training, or even our flexibility. And I think that balance sometimes gets overlooked because people think it's not important, but it is the core of a lot of things that we do. And the balance could be whether you're sitting or standing, or if you're walking, or even if you're getting into a car or on a bus, because it helps us to get through daily activities much better, more safely. So what I would like to do with you today is go through a little video. It's going to be 10 minutes, 15 minutes. So it's not going to be very long, guys, but it's something that you can do quite easily at home. You really don't need any equipment for this either. It's a really simple, but this is going to be the basis of working on your static standing abilities. So the idea will be, I'll give you 4 little tasks to do, and each one will have a different foot position, and that's what we're going to work through. And you may find that some of them you can manage quite easily, and some of them you're not quite managing just now. But the hope being that if you keep trying or a little bit of practice, you may find that you can get there in time. So the basis of what we're going to do, the 4 moves, as I say, I've got my trusty little assistant, which is my pair of trainers. I will talk you through them and describe the exercises as best I can at the same time. So the idea being that if you can imagine your feet, so you'll be fully standing position. If you do need to use support, you absolutely can. Please do use a wall, or like I've got behind me, there's a little bar, not an alcoholic bar, just a little bar that's got a table platform that you can use to just balance yourself or steady yourself while you're getting into position. But the idea being that once you're in position with your feet, that you let go, that it may just be a fingertip that's just balancing you a tiny bit, but you're trying to let go and hold the position for as long as you can. So by all means, use that balance or the support of the wall to get you started, and then let go. And it doesn't matter if it's a couple of seconds that you're managing, the idea being that we know how long we've got and that we can keep it moving on. So if you're ready, our first position will be standing with your feet literally side by side. So as per lovely trainers, you'll have your heels in line, toes in line, both feet facing forwards. That would be a good start. So both feet facing forwards, nice steady even platform for both feet together. As you're standing with both feet together, what I want you to do all the way through is thinking, if you can, eyes open if you can manage it. If you want to close them, if that's better for you personally, if you feel that your balance gauge, or if you have got some either hearing difficulties or vision impairment, by all means take that out. Just focus on your feet and nothing else. So your feet will be nice and flat, both feet facing forwards, heels and feet together, so toes together, so feet are going to be closer than you might be used to doing. As I say, if you want to use the balance with a little wall, or just prop yourself up to start, so you'll put feet together and you're going to hold that for just 10 seconds. So 10 seconds is all that we're looking for through each exercise. It may not seem like a long time, 10 seconds, but if I asked you to hold your breath for 10 seconds, you'd think that I was trying to kill you. So remember, 10 seconds may not seem like a long time, but it depends on the task that we're doing. So feet together, keeping them nice and still, pushing the weight through the heels and the balls of the toes, steadily, nice and constantly, all the way through for 10 seconds is what we're after. If you've got a watch or if somebody's with you, that's perfect. Or even just count out loud in your head up to 10. That's your first stage. Your second stage, we're going to move the feet a little bit. So your feet are going to go from being flat together. We're going to use the instep of the foot. If you're not quite sure what the instep is, that is the rounded part in the middle of the foot on the inside of the foot. So where the foot comes in between your big toe and the heels. And all I'm going to get you to do, you can do this with both feet, one at a time, obviously not together. So you'll take one foot and you'll slide that forwards, so the heel will be into the instep of the other foot, and the toes will be wrapped around the other. So you'll move one foot forwards and you move your heel into the instep, and the toes will be wrapped around the foot of the other. So you'll have both feet, one foot in a slightly forwards position, but again you'll keep those feet as close together as you can manage, keeping them nice and flat, hopefully with the weight again going through the heels and through the toes, keeping it balanced. So again, if you need to use a start position with a little bit of support with the wall, or again by using a little tabletop or a desk, by all means do. But again, the idea is your 10 seconds. You'll start with a bit of balance if you need it, and then the idea to let go, and again 10 seconds. So you're counting through your 10 or using your stopwatch or a clock or a little wristwatch. If you can't manage the 10 seconds, don't worry. That is going to be your goal, to get to the 10 seconds, rather than thinking I can't do it. It's a case of I can, but I can't quite manage 10 seconds right now. And that gives you something to work towards. And as I say, you can do both feet. So you may have your right foot leading on your first task, because we all have one side that's a little bit better than the other. You may be right-handed or left-handed, and that can make a difference too. So switch them over. So you'll then go for your left foot further forwards if you're using your right. And again with the 10 seconds, so you'll then place your right foot further forwards or your left, and have a go with both if you can. So again, 10 seconds, that's your second one done. Now your third one, this is called a tandem stand position, which means that you'll have both feet in facing forward position, but this time you're going to move one foot, doesn't matter which, but we'll say for argument's sake, your right foot in front of your left foot, and your right heel is going to make contact with your left toes at the front, and it's going to be directly in front, so in a straight line. So you'll have your feet from side to side position, and you'll bring that right foot all the way to the front. You'll have heel to toe position with both feet facing forwards, and you'll have them back to back. You're going to again hold that position. So it doesn't matter if you need to use your arms for a little bit of balance, if you're having a little bit of a wobble, if your arms are balancing you by holding them out to the sides, but not necessarily holding on to something for dear life. A little bit of balance isn't a bad thing, because it means that you're using your other motor skills as well at the same time. You know, you've got a little bit of spatial awareness going on, but the main focus is going to be always on your feet, that they are in that nice position, using your toes to grip and your heels to push through the weight as you're standing. So your third position is the tandem stand, both feet together, heel to toe for 10 seconds. Okay, when you're done, by all means put the feet into a standing position. You don't have to stay there forever. Your fourth position, and this should be the fourth progression for you. If you're managing the tandem really well, that is awesome, well done. If you're struggling with it a little bit, don't beat yourself up. Just keep trying, do a few seconds at a time, add a little more in if you can, but keep doing the one that you do the best for now, and then have a go at the tandem when you get there, add a few seconds in at a time. Work onto this fourth position, which is standing on one foot, which is literally as it says. So for this, guys, you're going to go from standing with 2 feet, taking 1 foot off the floor, preferably lifting the foot so it's coming off the floor with your knee lifting forward slightly, so you've got a steady balance. If it's a little bit uncomfortable, if it's easier to just pick the heel up behind so you're bending your knee, whichever's better for you, but if you can, preferably bring your foot to the front a little bit, so it's a tiny bit of a knee lift. But again, using the arms for balance. If you are wobbling a little bit, don't worry, use the arms for balance, keeping yourself as upright as possible, trying to breathe and keep the shoulders relaxed a little bit. Again, if you need to start that position with a little bit of support with a wall, or again with a tabletop, by all means pop your fingers onto it and then let go. But please just do the couple of seconds you can. If your toes or your feet are going back towards the floor, just take a little break. Okay, relax those muscles, let them just breathe. You can always do it again. So again, the goal is for the 10 seconds altogether, but build up to that gradually and get there carefully and safely. Again, you can do that with the right foot and the left foot, because you will find that one side is stronger than the other. We all have that, and you may find that one side is super good at balancing and the other side, it just doesn't want to join in. And some days are like that, some days are better than others. But again, don't beat yourself up, just do as much as you can and just have a little bit and go. So those are the really easy ones for you to try at home. They should only take a matter of minutes. If you've got somebody with you, that's perfect. They can do the timing for you. They can give you a little bit of support if they're just hanging onto your hands for you, or if if they're just able to be in the room so that they know that you're safe, then that's absolutely fine. If you are on your own, by all means just take your time, do it carefully and slowly. You can count out loud to yourself for the 10 seconds. It doesn't have to be with a stopwatch. You can count those 10 seconds, that's absolutely fine. But remember, you've got your 4 stages if you can. So your first one, again, is your feet side by side. Just use the trainers again. Feet side by side. Your next one, you'll bring the 1 foot forward. So your instep will be together, and you'll have your 1 foot slightly forwards. So you'll have the heel on the instep and the toes are wrapping round, both feet facing forwards. Your third stage is going to be both feet together in a tandem. So both feet in a straight line, heel to toe, looking forwards. And your fourth one is standing on one leg. So whether that's right or left, try and do both if you can, because then we get a little bit of equal balance and equal sort of trying the mobility as much as we can. So a little bit of a challenge, but not too much, hopefully. If you are struggling with these, there are other exercises that we can do, and there are lots of different sort of works on mobility and a little bit of flexibility, because sometimes if we're not very flexible, it can make us a little bit awkward when we're walking, or if we're used to using walking aids. Like I've got a walking stick, and I find that I use one side more than the other, because that's just naturally what you tend to do. So if that is the case, a little bit of flexibility work, a little bit of stretching, that could help as well. So again, just do a little bit each day if you can manage it, but don't do anything that hurts. Please don't force anything, just do what's safe and comfortable for you. Hopefully that has helped. As I say, it's not a long video, it's just a little short one. So have a little go if you can. Please remember, any comments or thoughts, let me know. If you want to drop me a message, by all means do send me an email, wendy.h@functionfitness.uk, or you can pop onto the website if you want to, all the W's at functionfitness.uk. Otherwise, hopefully stay well, stay safe, and I will speak to you lovely people soon. Have a good day. Bye.